Good morning. Yeah. Good morning and welcome today. This is our community open house hosted by TransformU. Now, TransformU is a global community which has been working towards bringing healthy weight loss transformation around the world. Today, you will hear from one of our happy clients, Rajesh, who enrolled with our healthy weight loss program and achieved a tremendous transformation. You will also be listening to Rajesh's coach, Sonika, who have played a pivotal role in guiding him through the process. So let's welcome both Rajesh and Sonika on screen.
Thank you, Ravi. That was a wonderful introduction. And good morning, everyone. My name is Sonika. Like Ravi has introduced, I am a certified nutrition consultant and a weight loss coach. I've been practicing globally for the last 17 years now. And we are very, very happy to have Mr. Rajesh Parishwad here on this webinar today. Rajesh works in the educational space in an international organization and is from Bangalore. And he has lost around 11 kgs. This is the only area where you lose and you're very happy. And, so that's how. Welcome, Rajesh. I know it's a packed day for you. And it's so humbling that you have agreed to join us on this webinar and share your experience and give a lot of hope for the others who are in this journey. So without wasting much time, I just want to come up to the first question. How is that you got to know about our community, the TransformU community, and you can just talk about it for about a minute or two.
And yeah, thank you, Sonika. Thank you for giving this platform to really interact and share my experience over the last 1 year as well. Yeah, I would call it as a serendipity because in terms of Sonika's son and my son are classmates, and they have a good WhatsApp mothers group as usual. Like they need to check out on what's going on in the school, and generally the parents, fathers don't really much interact much. That's how they are friends. And in fact, in the last 1 year before this, I was trying to lose weight in terms of trying to reduce my doing right things, everything in terms of walking, eating a little less, and other things. But it was not paying any kind of great dividends. So it was, and that's the time when their TransformU kind of a promotion or something like that, which Sonika put on our web for Facebook, I think one of the social medias. And my wife said, Rajesh, would you like to try this? I said, why not? Let's give a shot. And in fact, I was also looking at, in terms of looking at talking to a nutritionist to just to see how I can change my food habits. And is there something that could be a crucial play a crucial role in terms of reducing my weight as well. And that's how it was. I would call it as a serendipity in terms of it kind of happened at the right time, and that there was such a communication happening from Sonika, and we just got along on that. It was just, yeah. That's a small story behind how I got to know the TransformU community as well.
Thank you, Rajesh. Yes, that's how we got to know and how we met. And that's nice. And I'm sure taken into consideration the extensive travel that you do and very less access to the kind of food that usually people on the diet, it's basically home-based, home food that you usually have access to. What were your concerns before you got enrolled in this program? I'm sure you had your own set of concerns even before you ventured into this program, once you got to understand the entire thing.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of apprehensions, and although I wanted to reduce weight and really talk to nutritionists and kind of get the advice, but I think there were a lot of apprehension when we really talk about what it is going to be in terms of what is going to be a food, whether I need to really reduce my food in terms of how I'm going to manage it, because I was going to be traveling a lot extensively I do travel around 10 to 15 days a month in terms of, and I have to attend a lot of conferences and other things. And then especially in conferences and other things, you really don't have the kind of necessary diet in what it's always a rich food. And since I'm the area of kind of networking and other things, you need to socialize a bit. If you don't really socialize, you don't do get your work done as well. I think it's a kind of a double-edged sword where you need to kind of work has to happen. You have to socialize and also need to maintain your way, what you eat and other things. And also the fact is, there were kind of concerns in terms of what kind of nutritionists generally I've heard about. They would have to take a lot of swallow a lot of pills or a lot of these vitamins and blah proteins and other things which are not harmful to, which are kind of, they say, okay, not good for your health as well. These were some of the things, but I think what happened was, and I was really uh, taken aback when Sonika gave me the list and other things in terms of these are the things you need to do. And I was like, are you sure? But again, I was thinking about maybe a month or two, then I'll just take a look at it, how we wanted to go forward. But she kind of told me in terms of it's okay because it's just a short term. I think more as you go along, it's not going to be so much, but it is all about trying to reduce your weight first. And then you need, it's all about your maintenance, how you eat and how much you eat as well. And that's been a lot of, and there were concerns when a lot of my friends and when I was just popping a little pills and other things are saying, are you sure that you want to do it? Because I come from a community where there is a lot of science happening in this area. So yeah, there were concerns, but I think I did really agree with Sonika in terms of what she had given, and I think she stuck to her advice in terms of, and I think it's over a period of time those apprehensions kind of evaporated. And in the last, I think it was only the first 4 months where I had to do the hard work in terms of these what you need to get used to the routine in terms of what it is. And also one good thing about is you are not hungry, and I think that's one of the things. um, Everybody is concerned that you are not full. I think people think that, okay, when you're on a diet, basically you don't eat. I think I didn't have that kind of restrictions because I think she gave me a good such suggestions in terms of, so I was not really feeling hungry or any of those during the 4 months. I think um, that's a positive. And also the point is when the advice came in terms of what advice came in, it really helped in terms of how, and she also gave me advice when you travel. I think that was a good thing in terms of what to eat and what not to eat. And I think what we did try to do is what I try to do it in moderation. So not to really give away that you're doing dieting, but you're eating right amount of stuff. That's how I would see. I think those are initial apprehensions during the diet were there. I think there's we need to follow, and I think sometimes the coach is the good person to really. I think sometimes when I rely on the coach a lot more than what is said, or so because it makes much more sense because they are the experts to really tell us exactly what's happening. I think those the apprehensions that kind of evaporated.
Thank you, Rajesh. That gives a lot of hope. I remember seeing you in the school, just immediately after you had started the program. And I could see every time, like during the PTMs and all, he was becoming thinner and more younger looking. And I used to compliment, I used to tell Bhumika, his wife, that, Rajesh is really looking good now. Apart from losing weight, that 11 kgs of weight, what are the other benefits that you could see in your health, in terms of digestion or your sleep or many other factors? Could you please talk a little about that, Rajesh?
Yeah, again, again, in terms of health benefits, I think it's there's been a big difference between I have lost weight earlier. It's a self kind of done it. I have been like quite a couple of times. Honestly, I've lost a couple of times. I've lost around 15 kgs, 10 kgs by you do home remedy kind of a thing. You stop eating rice, stop eating certain things. But those times, what has happened is I was, there were some I was not looking as fresh as right now. I think that's one of the things, and healthier. And I think this time, I think those some of the advice are really because I was eating properly, and I think I was nourishing my body with the right kind of things. So I think that's where the big difference has been from my earlier experience. More importantly, in terms of dietitian and other things, I don't see. Morely, it's been more for me. It's been my body fitness. It has come. I used to do walking earlier as well. As I said to you and earlier, I tried my best to really lose weight in terms of eating less. Walking, I do. I'm a regular walker. I walk at least 5 to 6, almost around 8 to 9 kilometers every day. Come what may, everywhere I'm traveling, I ensure that walking. But I think it's a mix of um, food, it's a mix of exercise, it's a mix of control. I think we need to have all these three things to really look at how we want to do it, and I think that gives the right balance in terms of reducing the weight, and that's been the positive side. Also, the fact is, over a period of time, I have it's given me a regime in terms of what to eat and what not to eat, and also a kind of put my thought process in me that what I should be looking after. Right now, I think the good thing is even after I stopped most of the vitamins and other things in terms of what I started eating regularly, regular food, but it is more controlled and other things. Even if I binge for some time, uh, it, it's on back of my mind saying that, okay, there is a time that you need to not to binge and see this. Just to give an example, last month I was in Rajasthan, went, did a lot of binge eating because it's a family and friends. We are going for a holiday, you can't really do it. But I think once I came back, I think I said, okay, the binge is over. I think we need to get back to your old routine of something like that. I think that's kind of balance you should have that's what I feel right now. I don't know whether so you can binge as much as you want in terms of in spurt and small spurts, but you need to really look at in terms of how you taper it. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajesh. That was really awesome. Do you want to have a look at how Rajesh was and how he is today? Look at this pic. This itself shows and tremendous work, really. I clearly remember, with so much of extensive travel and high demanding work, uh, Rajesh was always he used to always take time and have that conversations, a lengthy conversations, I would say. Basically, how tight you stay with your coach is very, very important in your fitness routine, in your fitness journey for you to get the results. And what stands out in my mind when it comes to Rajesh is, in spite of having such busy schedule, there was never a time that he said, why this diet? Why not this? And why this micronutrients? And why not this one? There was nothing. He just left it to me, and it became very easier for me to coach him, to bring out that results, and to make him understand that, this is the healthy routine. A little deviation here and there would not, put you back from where you have started, but definitely you get educated about your own health. That was wonderful, Rajesh. We would like to have one message from you for all the people who are in their fitness journey now and who are doing the program from you.
Yeah, at the outset, again, I would really thank Sonika because I think she really worked with me very closely. I think that's what she said. I think one of the things I feel is when this is my takeaway is always that rely on your coach. I think she was the one who really helped me throughout this journey. I think even after we stopped our program, I think we have been constantly in touch every month or every 46 weeks. We do catch up and talk about ourselves. It doesn't have to be about weight loss. I think it's all about as much as we are in connect with them and other things. So I think it's always better to be in sync with your coach, and sometimes I think you need to give 100% to them, and I think wait for the results. Only after, sometimes if you don't feel, then you can always do it. But at least I think you need to have a complete faith on the coach in terms of what I think they are the experts. They are the experts to tell us how it works and how it doesn't work. And that's where my message is basically to a couple of things. One is definitely work with a coach much more closely. I think you need to have a complete faith in it. And finally, I think it's all about the mindset we need to have in terms of uh, achieving it. I think if we have a mindset to really we want to do it, and then it's easier to do it. Then no obstacle comes across as a thing that, okay, sometimes you really look at it and say, okay, uh, the quantity of food right now, people really love to binge, and I also love to binge. I used to binge a lot, but now I think it's more about binging in terms of how much I need to do it and how much my body can take. As we age and other things, I think we need to be a little more respectful to our body rather than the other things. And that's what I would say. Faith with the coach, and I think we need to have a balanced and a more stronger mindset towards achieving what we want to do.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. It was fantastic to have you with us on this webinar. And for all the others who are in their weight loss journey, I would only tell you that this is just the start of 2023. And, stay very tight with your coach. And, you can create the results. You are in a creation phase for your own self. You can create the results that you wish to have for yourself. Again, thank you very much, Rajesh. Out of your packed schedule, you could give us some time, and it was fabulous having you here.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to Ravi.
Well, thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, Sonika, for your valuable time. I know the people on the call definitely had a lot of value add. Next, we would like to move on and introduce, there will be another speaker. Her name is Swati. She is one of the TransformU coaches, and she has been helping a lot of their clients in achieving their transformations as well. And she'll be talking about some of the very common mistakes people do during their weight loss journey. So I would like to quickly bring up Swati on the screen.
Thank you, Ravi. Good morning, everybody. I'm Swati, and I wish you all a very happy new year. And I hope this year is going to be very healthy and helping you achieve all your resolutions and dreams. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 mistakes we make when we're trying to lose weight. Let me know if the screen's visible, Ravi.
I think it's still coming up, Swati.
Okay. 1 minute. Is that visible? Is it visible now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Visible now? Can you hear me, Ravi?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, screen visible.
Not yet.
It says I'm sharing screen. Let me try it. Just give me a moment.
Swati, when you share screen, you click the PPT, not your Zoom screen. Click the PPT.
Okay. Is it visible now?
It's coming up. I think it'll come.
It says participants will now view this. Visible now, Ravi?
I'm not sure if it is really visible. No, not to me, at least.
No, it's getting stuck, Swati. I think you may have to continue without the presentation.
Yeah, please go ahead without the presentation. It's okay.
Is it? Yaar dekha Nilama? Am I audible, Ravi?
You are audible. Go ahead. It's okay.
So yeah, the first mistake that people do when we're trying to lose weight is we try to cut down on our portion size, right? So that's what we think, that reducing the meal portion or cutting down or reducing the the size of our meal helps us lose weight. But how far is this true? It's like you're eating maybe sufficient enough, but you're cutting down on that portion size wherein you're actually losing out on nutrients, but that's not going to help you out in any way to lose weight. So cutting down, so calorie counting is important, but as far as you know, what are the things that you're including in your diet, right? So eating healthy is the key. So what you eat, what should be there in your plate is what here, I'm showing. And oh, I'm so sorry, you cannot be seeing my screen. Yeah. So your plate should look like, you have half of your plate filled with your vegetables, and a quarter plate filled with your proteins and fats, and a quarter plate filled with your healthy carbohydrates. And eat less, move more will not work, because eating less, again, like I told you, you're cutting down on your nutrients that could be helpful in helping you to lose weight, right? So the key is to have a balanced diet. How you can do that is by talk to your coach, talk to someone who can help you out with what kind of a meal helps you and your body type to lose weight, right? The second mistake that people do is following a lot of myths about exercising. So too less of a physical activity is one mistake, or excessive workouts is another mistake. So thinking that working out too much will make you lose weight is not true, because that can lead you to stress, that can lead you to other problems, and which are against weight loss. So choosing a wrong workout also is one thing that you should be also always aware of what workout will suit your body type, and you must take expert guidance on that. And not including weight training is another mistake that we do, because when we go on weight training, we think that we're getting a lot of muscle on our, or we will start looking muscular, but that's not true. It builds muscles, which helps us to burn fat, so it improves our metabolism, so which actually helps us to lose weight, right? The third mistake that we do is not being consistent with what we are doing, right? We take one step forward and we take two steps backward. So when we are trying or we are trying to lose weight, when we're on a program, we do it very consistently throughout the week, so Monday to Friday, and then by the end of the week, we want to reward ourselves with good food and partying and ordering food from outside and all of that. And we try to binge on the weekends, which is breaking our routine towards our success, towards our goals, and which is the biggest mistake that we do when we're trying to lose weight. And we keep wondering, why isn't my weight going down? But you don't really realize that having a cheat meal can actually bring you back by 3 or 4 days in your journey towards weight loss. And not having a disciplined eating schedule is one important thing. You must know what time suits, what time is the best time to eat, and you must discuss this with your coach, and get to know the right time to eat. And you must be consistent on maintaining that time as well. Eat early dinner, finish off your dinner by 7 or 7:30 last. So you have 2 hours before you retire to bed, and there's enough time for digestion to happen, right? And not exercising regularly is also one of the mistakes that we do. So being consistent with the following a proper diet and following the exercising regularly is very important. Consistency is the key, right? So when we are doing workouts consistently without taking breaks, of course, you can, it's not that you have to work out all 7 days, but at least working out 5 days, in a week is good, and it's helping you. It will help you to lose weight and achieve your goals. So the fourth mistake that we do is avoiding healthy fats. Most of the time, we think that eating fats can make us gain weight, but it's the other way around. So you should know how much of fat and what type of fat to include in your diet. So that again, you have to be talking to your coach and getting to know about that. But here are a few things that I would like to share. So healthy fats are one of the key macronutrients, right? We get to learn about this in our school days. They teach us what are the macronutrients. So one of the key macronutrients is healthy fats. So they are important for us, for building hormones in our body. They help in control inflammation. They help in lubricating our joints, and they do all that we need to keep our joints healthy and in the way that it should be. Right, so it helps us in a lot of ways, and some of the good sources of good fats are the seeds and nuts, and some of the vegetarian sources are the the oils, avocado, and oils. When I say it is the cold pressed virgin coconut oil, it can be extra virgin olive oil, it can be avocado oil, the groundnut oil, and such such things that help us give healthy fats in our diet. And some of the non-vegetarian sources are like the salmon fish, and whole eggs. So most of the time we avoid eating the egg yolk, which is very healthy for us. We don't know, we think that egg has a lot of fat again. So it has healthy fats that our body needs in order to burn the bad fat that is there in our body when we want to lose weight, right? So it is that we should have whole eggs on a regular basis, which is required for our body for healthy functioning. The last mistake that we do is not targeting fat loss. So we always think that we should lose weight, and we try to do things to lose weight, and we measure our weight loss only on the scale. But we should always look at losing the fat that is the bad fat that is there in our body. And how can we do that? Generally, what happens before we talk how we can do that? What happens if you're targeting just weight loss? You may be losing out on muscle loss. You may be losing the bone density. You may be losing the fat. The water weight, and you may be thinking that you're losing fat and be feeling happy about it, but that leads to a bigger problem later on, right? So also not exercising regularly, like I said earlier. If you exercise regularly, after a couple of hours, you exercise in the morning, and after a couple of hours, your body gets into fat burning mode. That's when fat burning happens. So it's very, very important to be physically active during the day, right? And how to burn fat? You might be thinking, how can this happen? How to target fat loss than just looking at weight loss, right? There are a few things that you should look into. That is like, following a proper diet, like I said, the diet that is rich in protein, fats, and vegetables, and, phytonutrients, and a portion of, carbohydrates as well. So you should know, from what source to get all of these, and that you can know again by talking to your coach. And following intermittent fasting is one thing that can help you lose fat that is there in your body. And you should know when to start intermittent fasting, right? You should just not, it's not good to jump into intermittent fasting all of a sudden, and you should know how to do it. So you need again the help of your coach here. So do not starve. When I say fasting, it should not, intermittent fasting, it should not be also starving. Okay. Most of the time people think that, oh, we are starving, and if we are starving, or if you're not eating properly, and you keep yourself on the starving mode for too long, you think you're losing weight, but you may not be losing weight at all at that time, because the more but at that time, when you put your body into the starving mode, your body loses out on micronutrients, right? Micronutrients are very essential to burn that fat. So if you are deficient in any of these nutrients, you must fix that first, and get to know what are your deficiencies, fix your deficiencies, and which is going to help you burn fat. Right? With this, I'm done. I just want to tell you all it's time to take care of yourself. So start making healthier choices and have a good time. Thank you.
That was awesome, Swati. Thanks for taking such a valuable time and highlighting those basics, sometimes which we tend to ignore. I know the people who are there on the call got a lot of value add because I definitely did. Well, folks, with that, that is a wrap of today's wonderful TransformU Community Open House. I hope you have a good Sunday and rest of the week. Thank you and goodbye.